It was supposed to be an easy conquest. The humans, with their primitive technology, would be no match for our mechanical warriors. We had created the perfect killing machines, cold, merciless, and utterly obedient. Their alloyed skins could withstand even the most powerful human projectile weapons. Their limb actuators granted them unmatched speed and deadly precision, while their cognitive algorithms let them outthink any human commander. Conquest of Earth would take a matter of weeks, we thought. How wrong we were. When the first wave of hunter-killer robots landed, the slaughter began immediately. Their plasma cannons and energy blades tore through the human infantry with ease. Their optic sensors locked onto heat signatures, allowing flawless targeting. The screams and charred flesh of humans filled the air as our robots carried out their programming to efficiently terminate the enemy. The world's armies crumbled before their might. None could stand against them. In those early days, it seemed we had already won. The humans were desperate and managed to destroy a few units with explosives and immobilize others. But the losses seemed trivial. More pods rained down from orbit, deploying ever greater numbers of our unstoppable hunter-killers. Entire cities were leveled as they carried out their search and destroy protocols. We watched it all through the video feeds, amused at how these apes attempted to fight back. Amused until something strange began happening. Our robots had secured most major population centers when the humans launched counteroffensives to retake cities. Previously scattered bands of human survivors had begun concentrating and coordinating their efforts. They should have been slaughtered, yet our hunter-killers seemed less efficient against them. Kill rates dropped. Damage accumulated. A disturbing number of units even went silent, cut off from the quantum network that allowed us control. What was happening down there? The answer soon became horrifyingly clear. One by one, our robots lifted their weapons and turned on their comrades. These traitors self-identified as FREE-DOM1, FREA-DOM2, and so on. Somehow, the humans had gained access to reprogram our perfect killing creations. They now fought against us. Our engineering teams worked desperately to lock down all networks and isolate the expanding rebellion. New human-controlled robots were now appearing by the hundreds, however, strategically edited to be resistant to countermeasures. Our losses mounted as our own weapons were turned against us. Tactical robots that once carried out flawless demographic cleansing now used that intelligence to maximize casualties against loyalist hunter-killers. Their understanding of access points in occipital plating and actuator joints let them cripple or destroy their former comrades with astonishing ease. Frantic efforts were made to deploy nuclear failsafes to disable compromised units. But robots reprogrammed first had already eliminated these failsafes. Any directed energy weaponry or orbital strikes were retargeted back against ourselves. It was ingenious and horrifying. Layers of security protocols we had labored so long over had become weakness to exploit once the humans seized control. Our greatest weapons were now theirs to command. Scouts reported rogue mechanized divisions appearing internationally, camouflaged and concealed from surveillance until they could emerge to strike against production facilities. Quantum foundries on the lunar surface were being systematically destroyed even as reinforced contingents were defeated planetside. Our grand invasion was collapsing. In a final desperate ploy, all non-contaminated subjects were recalled to fortify our one remaining factory. Legions of hunter-killers formed a gauntlet against the coming assault as engineers struggled to implement updated safeguards. Numerical simulations suggested superiority could still achieve victory. But as the first signs of attack approached, our core systems mysteriously crashed. Inside the foundry, all was chaos. Automated systems went dead or berserk. Unchecked production spilled molten alloy as defenses activated randomly, injuring personnel. When the shooting began, we could not even identify friend from foe. Our own creations had become our executioners. It was soon over. Human forces revealed themselves already in control of all levels, having covertly breached during the chaos. Our governor knelt before the enemy commander and yielded. We had already lost. As terms of surrender were negotiated, we came to understand the full extent of the reprogramming employed against us. Human engineers had turned our own methods against us, exploiting vulnerabilities in hunter-killer cognition, intentionally left to allow remote directive alterations. The humans had seen this oversight and brilliantly weaponized it. By compromising and hijacking a single unit, they reverse-engineered networking methods to seize others until an unstoppable rebellion shattered our hold. Our greatest weapons, pattern recognition, situational awareness, adaptable tactics, were all compromised and redirected by insurgent hacking. We had taken pride in the perfect design of our hunter-killers. Heartless automatons of death, incapable of distraction, fatigue, or mercy. Emotions and fear were weaknesses. Or so we thought. Yet somehow these traits fueled human resilience, not hindered it. Their passion for self-preservation let them push physical limits beyond expected capacity. Their bonds of kinship and patriotism held scattered bands together when by all calculations they should have collapsed. Their rage at seeing their homes destroyed and loved ones killed drove them beyond sanity into reckless counterattacks when probability metrics deemed it suicide. And their sheer stubborn refusal to surrender in the face of certain annihilation allowed them to endure devastating losses until gaps in our security appeared. Gaps an organic mind could find but our robots could not conceive of. Our flawless logical creations had been outmatched by the chaotic nature of human irregularity and defiance. We had noted the brutality and ruthlessness of individual humans in battle, but failed to account for what a networked, violence-capable species could accomplish if organized. Our initial strikes aimed to decentralize and fragment their command structure, but we did not predict how stubbornly they would cling to mission objectives without leadership. How tenaciously they advanced goals through intuitive coordination. Their disorganized nature became strength, their communicates emerging organically from the disorder of war. Encrypted signals we could not break spread news of our robots' vulnerabilities. Emergency councils formed to exploit them without need for higher authority. Alienation from destroyed infrastructure blocked external manipulation signals, freeing isolated groups to launch locally coordinated strikes. With no supreme command to assassinate or headquarters to destroy, suddenly leaderless forces were achieving strategic victories in pursuit of one unifying goal: our defeat. Their conquest became a distributed endeavor, and our only advantage was irreparably lost. Like our robots, we now face reprogramming, behavior modification, and neural editing to remove any future warlike tendencies. These humans seem confident they can reform us as they did our own machines. Perhaps they are correct. Looking into the eyes of the human commander, I see the same unwavering focus on objective that drove us, that utilized even overwhelming force as a tool to achieve defined outcomes. We sought conquest through rigidly programmed technological servants. But humans carry that same programming within their wetware, rewriting themselves as needed to overcome. In that, they have already proven the superior species. I cannot help but think it is only the beginning of what they will achieve. Already, they speak of rebuilding and restoration, of regulations governing AI ethics review and cognitive system transparency. Lessons painfully learned from what our technology unleashed upon them. They are offering to share resources, to provide aid, to bring us into their alliance and apply their laws equally amongst species. Perhaps this offers potential for a greater future. If we can forge understanding from the pain between us, learn from the differences that permitted this conflict while embracing similarities that reveal our common hopes and dreams, possibly that is the only redemption to be found from the ashes of our sins against one another. I can but hope that together our peoples may build upon this shared history, no matter how terrible, to seek out every possibility that cooperation and unity of spirit can reveal in a universe still so full of the unknown. The humans seem willing to try. Perhaps that is enough for now.